Morning guys, it's about 9:15. I'm on the road heading down towards North Landing from Flamborough. It's the last day of my break on the East Coast, and thought it'd be a little remiss of me if I didn't visit Flamborough Head and the lighthouses, which is over there. It's about 2.5 miles, and then I'm going to walk back through Flamborough Village. You can see all the geese in the field there. I don't know if the GoPro picks them up. It's been like geese central around here this last few days. I'm guessing, not that I'm an expert, but are they all getting ready to leave the country? Oh no, they'll be all arriving, won't they? From the Arctic and up in Scotland. They come over from Canada and Greenland. Anyhow, I'm heading down to the cliffs and I'm going to turn right. So I'll get back to you in a little while. Lovely little cafe this. I did enjoy it. Nice friendly staff. But we're going this way, I think, today. Tide's in. Seven miles to Bridlington. About 10 years ago now, I set off walking on the Yorkshire coast from the mouth of the River Tees to the mouth of the River Humber. That's the historic county boundary. It's 100 miles. I had the most horrendous flu, and I actually ended up with an ulcer on one of my toes. I wasn't very well prepared, so I only got as far as Filey. But I'd like to complete it, especially now they've done the coastal path. Because with the coastal path they've improved the bit south of Bridlington down to Spurn Point. So I am going to plan a holiday where I do it again, and this bit's always foxed me a little bit, so I wasn't sure how far it was from Filey to Brid. Well, I saw a sign the other day just over there, it said Filey 14. Well, 5 miles of that is its beach. So that leaves 9 on the cliff tops to get to the caravan site where I'm staying, and then the sign there says 7 to Brid. So you could stay overnight at Filey. Not sure about doing 14 to the campsite. I've never seen these before. What a world we live in. Why would you want to place your phone in the cradle? Why don't you just hold it? So I could really do with splitting that 14. If you know anywhere decent to stay 7 miles south of 7 or 8 miles south of Filey, let me know. Anyway, it's end of September, it's about 4 days after the equinox. I think today is going to be a lovely day. It's about 9:30. It's really warm, very little breeze. So why wouldn't you want to be doing why wouldn't you want to be doing this? It's fabulous, isn't it? That's all where I walked the other day. Got as far as that stack, didn't I? What might we see? Not puffins, not house martins, I think they've gone back. Be nice to see a hare or a skylark. Anyhow guys, I'll get back to you when I get a little bit further down the trail. The best thing I found about doing a long distance footpath on the, I suppose it's the same as any long distance footpath, but one along the coast was you were up and had your breakfast for 7 and out of your accommodation early, so you sort of got the hills and cliff tops to yourself for the first 3 or 4 hours, which was really nice. It's a great charity, the Yorkshire Wildlife Trust. I mean, you support whatever charities suit you, but I do think if you've got a local wildlife trust, I think they're everywhere. Certainly in England, every county has one, and they care for some amazing places in Yorkshire, this headland being one of them, Spurn Point being another, and then lots of really small ones that are free to visit, usually like 1 or 2 parking spaces, and they're just lovely places to go and spend a bit of time. And then there's the RSPB, which again are represented on this coast with the bird reserve at Bempton, which hopefully, if a lot of the birds have left for the winter, but it's still an impressive place. So if I get packed up tomorrow morning, I've got to be out for 10, but then got to get home in time to pick the dogs up. So I have to see. Thinking some of this is all grassland and it's allowed to go It's a meadow and it's really good for birds and insects. And then correct me if I'm wrong, I think they give it a mow for the winter and then leave it again. Never fertilise it, never really do anything with it. Yeah. That's where we're heading. And the village, it's a long sprawling village really. It goes from the lighthouse all the way across to about there, and then down to the caravan site, which you can see there, and then the cliffs at Bempton are like the furthest cliffs you can see. I did wonder whether to bring the drone, but it's just a little too blustery to be on top of the cliffs flying a drone out to sea with the look I have. Oh. So for anybody who doesn't know, these are the same cliffs, the same chalk that you get at the White Cliffs of Dover. They form the Lincolnshire Wolds, the Yorkshire Wolds, going sort of south through the country, then the Lincolnshire Wolds, then the dip underground, I think, and reappear. Do they as the South Downs and the North Downs and the White Cliffs of Dover. They actually filmed the remake, or the new Dad's Army film here, It was supposed to be the White Cliffs of Dover. I think if my geography's right, sort of Denmark's that way, Norway that way, Denmark that way, Germany, the Netherlands, and then Belgium and France. That was the bit you can see on the end, that was the foghorn. I think we'll walk down to there. I've got to go to a garden centre this afternoon. Oh dear, I have promised. So that's why I set off early. I've got till about 12:30, so I'm trying to cram a lot in and then going out for a meal this evening. So it's a busy old day. Um, 14,000 steps I did yesterday, trekking round Bridlington. I was very pleased with that. The foot was all over the place when I got home. It swollen up a bit and changed colour, but I'm feeling stronger every day. God blimey, that is impressive. Even when you've seen it many times before. What a beautiful spot. Quick 360. Not quite as impressive. But that's certainly what a view. A little bit closer now. You can see the old lighthouse better on the right and the newer lighthouse. They're still, I think, about 150 years old on the left, just past the golf course, and almost there, another 5 or 10 minutes. Please use the new path due to coastal erosion. Okay. Oh yeah, the golf course is just on our right here. So you're very far east here. If you face that way, most of Yorkshire is now behind us. see where it slips down, can't you? Going out early, it is the best time. For me personally though, it does require a bit more effort, because as much I used to like a little drink or two, and I convinced myself at the time that I was a afternoon and evening person, and when I stopped drinking altogether I sort of tried to convince myself that I was a morning person. I don't think I am. I love the mornings now, but they still require more effort than an afternoon or evening. Probably how my body's been conditioned, I guess, over the years. Is that the 14th tee? Not so much about golf. There's people out already. Yeah, forgot about this bit. Sneaky little drop down and climb up the other side. I think this is the way down to the beach, and then I think I can get back up a different way. And it goes back up that way. Right, go on. Some big steps here, even for someone with long legs. And it's just like it was in May. You know, there's been absolutely... We've had a lot of rain over our way, but I don't look as if they've had hardly any rain here. And this is what I slipped on when I fell, this really dry, gritty, gritty soil. We might as well, haven't we? We do get seals on here, but it don't look as if there is any today. Go then. A bit of a wobble on here, the steps. And it's a little bit like North Landing when the tide's out. There's all sorts of little caves and arches that you can explore. And in the summer months you get all birds nesting here. Can't see any seals or up here. You see a couple of oyster catchers there. If you can scare them off. There is a seal and a baby just over there, so I'm going to clear off and leave it. I don't get stranded though, the tide's going out. Oh well. See you at the top. It's just there. I don't know if you can see it. Just there. If you ever wondered what to do, there's a sign. Basically, leave them alone. One of those beacons that gets lit there at certain celebrations of the year. Good emplacement there. Lighthouse there. Quite a few steps. I was going to have coffee and a little snack down there, but didn't want to disturb it. I think, honestly, they should just close that beach when there's seals on it. Why not? Won't kill us, would it? Not to go on the beach. Just when you think you've made it, there's always a little sting in the tail, isn't there? No more having anywhere to myself, I don't think. Seems to be getting busy again. Anyway, I'm suitably refreshed after that climb. We'll just go to the end and then we'll end this video. Lovely old wall though. That's it. Not many channels where you get that, is there? Lovely old wall. So you'd carry on the path that way, take you to South Landing, Danesdyke, and then on to Bridlington. Probably about 5 miles now, 4.5 miles. Don't know why I put another layer back on, I'm not boiling. So I'm going to end this video here, guys. We've walked from North Landing to the end of Flamborough Head. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you've liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Do consider subscribing to the channel. It's I'm doing something wrong. Subscribers stopped going up about 7 months ago. It is free. And join me on the next one when I'll be walking back to my accommodation, passing through the village of Flamborough. That's the only way I can think to get back. This was the foghorn, by the way. I don't know if it still works. You can often see seals and even dolphins and whales off the end here.